Near mint condition, the home of collected editions. And check out that eye, that's exactly what we want to see. Woo, look at that panel, baby. And that, as they say, is that.
Hi, this is Tik Tok Tina, and you're watching Near Mint Condition, home of collected editions. Today I'm going to give you a look at Rick and Morty, the Unkillable Collection from Oni Press, and a quick overview of Rick and Morty Yearbook Vol.1. So stay tuned. Welcome back. I want to shout out Oni Press real fast for sending us these books. We're going to look at real fast Rick and Morty Yearbook Vol.1, and then we're going to look at the Unkillable Collection, which comes out October 7th. Now, Yearbook Vol.1 is already out. All right, let's take a quick look at Rick and Morty Yearbook Vol.1. This is the cover, and of course, the spine. And we have the back. Now, this is suggested for mature readers. It retails $29.99 from Oni Press, and it collects 3 specials. So, Super Spring Break Special 1, 10th Anniversary Special number 1, and Rick or Treat Halloween Special number 1. I still can't believe it has been 10 years or over 10 years since Rick and Morty came out. So, of course, this is a yearbook special, so they're going to make it look a little bit like a yearbook when we open this up, pretending to sign your yearbook right now. And we have some of our characters inside. The title page shows you the specials, the writers, the illustrators, colors, and I loved that each of these have been lettered by Crank. Somehow I feel that's a Rick and Morty character. And of course we have the Squanch. Immediately getting into the first special here, we have the cover, and I think this is my favorite cover. I love the 80s like montage mentality of this, and it's Rick and Morty getting into their hijinks with Summer. As I said, this is for mature readers. It does contain strong sexual themes, violence, and language, and of course all the bathroom humor that you can stick at. Pardon me while I flip through some of these pages, because stuff is happening in here that is definitely mature. It's not overtly gross, but it is definitely up there with Rick and Morty humor, so be advised if you're letting your teens read this. If you think it is age appropriate, you might want to review it first. The art is phenomenal. It's on this nice glossy stock, so it's thick. I did not notice any bleed through when I was reading over it. And of course, as I said, this contains some specials. So it has the 10-year anniversary special. So we meet all of Rick's friends. We homage just a lot of it. He goes back and forth on if he's going to retire. And all his friends come out and we're like, hey, Rick, you can't retire. You're a friend. You've got to be the Rick that we know and love. And he's like, just faking. I'm not going to retire. We always have those little homages to the show in here. So if you're familiar with the Galactic Television, the commercials that you see sometimes on there, we get fake adverts for fake products in here, and it carries that humor over. We've got Bird Person here. We've got all his like characters and friends that kind of show up. Wow. And the art, again, the art is phenomenal. I love the show. I love the cartooniness of it, and I appreciate seeing that on an actual printed page. And of course, we have the Rick or Treat Halloween special, always in for a nice little horror scare fest. And of course, they're trying to scare Morty, and he's like, these aren't really scary. But it absolutely does scare him at the end. I don't want to spoil it for you. Oh, I will have to mention one thing. This homage for Planetina in the Tina ears, with the sort of like biker mice from Mars homage. Fantastic. I don't know if that's really what they were going for because there's a lot of references here. But if they were, I gotcha. I see you. I appreciate it. The back here does contain some extras, so we get to see some of the other covers, the alternative covers for the specials. So like the Spring Break special with Mark Skidowski, or Skidmark, the host of characters there. The 10th anniversary specials here. And of course at the end, the Halloween special. I think this is my favorite alternative cover. And you do get some adverts. This has 200 pages of phenomenal art and writing. And we get the creator bios at the end. All right, first thing I want to do is do a size comparison. So we've got Oni Press Compact Comics Edition, which as I said is $9.99, and I want to compare it to manga. So we can see it's a little bit larger than your standard manga size, your tankobon. We do also have DC's compact comics. So it looks like, yeah, they are the same size. Maybe a little bit no, they are the same size. And for DC, they're also at that $9.99 price range. And I wanted to bring out Marvel Premier Collection. You can see it's a little bit larger. This one's $14.99, so it's a little bit more expensive, and it is a little bit taller. And I also wanted to compare it to the trade paperback, which is the size of a single issue. It is definitely taller. And these range in price. This one is $15.99 in price. Let's get into the Unkillable Collection Rick and Morty Compact Comics. Here is the cover. Of course, the spine here and the back. This one retails for $9.99. It has 248 pages of comics, and ooh-wee, is this saving my pocketbook some money. When we open it up, of course, we've got this sort of title page, written by, art by, colors by, and of course, letters by Crank. We've got the characters, and when we go to each section for the comics, it does give you the title, A Very Special Blombus, Rick and Morty number 8. So it tells you the comic that this is, so it's number 8. If it is a two-parter, it does complete the comic in here, so you're not left hanging. The very first one is, of course, Rick dragging Morty on an adventure. Morty kind of being like, this is kind of weird. I'm going to go off on my own. And of course, he follows his libido. Rick just wants to drink. And he doesn't realize that he put his grandson in danger until it's almost too late. We have Let the Rick One In, Part 1. So this does complete in 2 issues. So it does complete itself. All about vampires. How Morty just tends to fall for all these traps, where Summer actually owns up and ends up always having the baddies kind of work for her and appreciate her. So it shows her very strong character, which I appreciate. And then Rick's like utter disdain for Jerry and the love of his family, despite how dysfunctional it is and how messed up they are. Just the dynamic of love within the family. Rick Revenge Squad has a bunch of characters seeking revenge from or on Rick. And I do appreciate that in this one, you meet characters that you may potentially not be familiar with. And Mr. Poopy Butthole opens up the comic by kind of introducing you to what is going to happen. And he also gives you information that you may want to check out these issues 16, 17, 19, 27, 34, and 39, to understand their backstory. So these characters' backstory, why they want revenge on Rick. And of course, you're going to meet some familiar faces. So you kind of get an understanding of like Mr. Meeseeks here. The swole Meeseeks. Look at me. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. But he doesn't really want you to look at him, okay? Each one does kind of complete itself. You don't have to really know more about the comics if you want to find out about their backstories. Like, I didn't read those comics that Mr. Poopy Butthole suggested, and it was perfectly fine. As a new reader to this particular issue, I felt I got enough information to read the story without having to know their backstories. But if you're interested in picking those up, absolutely do so. And of course, we meet Pickle Rick and Snowball and a host of other characters that we know and love from the series. We do actually have some literary commentary here with Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft. So Rick definitely digs on H.P. Lovecraft with his choice of naming pets and just his overall feelings about H.P. Lovecraft and the long dialogue that he does. Overall, the art is fun. It's fantastic. It's very reminiscent in many ways of the show, with having its own stylistic take on these characters. So you do see some difference in art. I am all in for it. I love the use of colors, especially with this Cthulhu comic. I think the grittiness and the vibrancy just really brings through. I love the sound effects happening in the background and the foreground, the just brilliant way they stylize everything, and just the comedic humor and timing of the show really is brought forth. This is probably my favorite panel here. At the end, we do have the covers from the comics. So we have our own cover gallery. So we get to see the original covers here. And of course, we know this is the backsplash here. Pickle Rick always cracks me up. And then, of course, the Cthulhu issues here. Is he man or is he the Yith? The horror as you like it. And adverts for upcoming Rick and Morty universe. I think, yep, we've got Adventure Time here. And then that ends this one. So it is printed in this nice sort of glossy paper. I didn't really notice any bleed through when I was reading over it. It is glued binding, and it's 248 pages at $9.99. This is definitely worth it. And that, as they say, is that. If you're interested in either of these books, please check out our sponsor.
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
And that was my overview of the Unkillable Collection and the Yearbook Vol.1, Rick and Morty from Oni Press. Are you collecting single volumes? Are you collecting the compendiums? Or are you interested in this compact size, which I'm really digging? I love the price on this. Tell me down below, do you watch the show? Are you still watching the show? Who's your favorite character? I want to hear about it. And thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm out. Peace, love, and all that jazz.